Hi everyone, welcome back to the mdlove podcast. How are you doing, people? I know it's been a while since I recorded an episode, but like I said before, I didn't feel like I had anything to talk about. Not much was going on. But 2 days ago, only 2 days ago, we finally got to see the trailer and the poster, and it is all very, very exciting because you know what? Until 2 days ago, I wasn't sure, but I was afraid that they're going to move the date again. They did it twice before, so, I thought it might happen again, but no, now it's official. The movie will come out on April 24th of next year, which is in about 5 months, a little over 5 months. And that's it. Now we can finally get excited again. I admit that after they moved the dates twice before, then I kind of lost my excitement for a little while. But now that we know that it's coming out, and that's it, it's over, no more switching dates, no more changing anything. I can get excited again, and I am. And as much as I was excited to see the trailer, you know what was even more fun to watch? Other people's reaction to the trailer, like the excitement. Like I have seen so many YouTubers and podcasters and fans who are just reacting so hysterically to this. And I heard that there are already like 30 million views to the trailer on YouTube and other places that are like the world is going crazy. Even CNN reported that the trailer came out. So it's like it is crazy. It is exactly what we thought will happen once the trailer will come out. And the world is going crazy again and getting excited again. And it is so much fun to watch, really. So, so because of the trailer, because they didn't say this was part one out of two that they said they might make, I thought that it's going to be just one long movie. But then I read this article in MJ Vibe saying that there is a reliable source saying that there will be two parts uh, to this film and that it will also come out in April. Uh, about that, I'm not so sure, but it is. It makes sense that there will be two parts because they have such a big story to tell. And what I'm thinking, assuming, is that on the first part of the movie, they're going to focus mainly on MJ's musical career, his success, his achievements, the process of how he created everything. And then the second part will be more about Michael himself and how he handled the struggles. And I think, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. First they will show the good parts of his life, like career wise, all the trophies and the making of the king of pop. And then on the second part, they might show the making of the man behind the king, behind the scenes, how he handled the difficulties, the trials, the allegations, everything. And of course, as a believer, because I always see things through the eyes of a believer, I am hoping that they will show how he felt like he had no choice and he has to escape because things became way too dangerous. Like I'm sure a lot of you have heard, there's a tape where Michael says, like there's a phone conversation where Michael says, you know, they're going to kill me, they can stab me, they can say that I'm overdosed, they can say this, they can say, So, and also we know that he told his sister Latoya, Jermaine, and other people that he knows that people are after him. So, knowing that, I'm thinking, just from the little bit that I know about Michael, I'm thinking there's no way he just sat there and waited to be killed. He made a plan, an escape plan. So, yeah, I'm hoping that the second part of the film will show the escape and how he's also the king of disguises and I don't know, the king of escape, if that makes sense. So, what I'm also hoping, of course, that after they'll will reveal that Michael escaped and he's okay and he's still with us, that he will also come back. I know that at this point it's just wishful thinking, but as a believer, I can't help it. This is what I've been waiting for since I became a believer about 6.5 years ago. So yeah, uh, that's my point of view on the film. Now, let's talk about the trailer. Did I see any clues, or in general, what do I think about it? So, they started the trailer with the line, I know you've been waiting a long time for this. And it feels to me, and I'm sure to many people, that they were saying that to the fans. I don't know if it's a line that's going to be in the movie, but it feels like they were saying it to the fans. We know you've been waiting a long time, so the time is here. Yeah, we have waited for years and years and years. I heard from some source that they started working on this film since 2017. I knew about it since 2019. I remember when they started Arrange Neverland to shoot there. I think that was in 2020 when they shot in Neverland, like 5 years ago. I remember seeing the videos of how they are arranging everything, bringing back the what's it called, the park, the amusement park. So they have been working on this film for a long time, and then of course they were done shooting last year, but then they realized that they cannot talk about the 93 case, so they had to reshoot everything. And there were problems happening, which can happen. Nothing ever really goes smoothly, not when it comes to Michael anyway. There's always something, right? Anyway, I think the last day of shooting was on MJ's birthday, 3 months ago. So um finally we got the trailer, we got everything. All we gotta do now is wait. And there are people, I've seen it online, how people are already planning what they're gonna wear. I know I'm gonna wear just this one shirt that I have of MJ, and I've made bracelets maybe like almost 2 years ago already with MJ's name, and so I'm gonna wear that, and it's going to be a celebration. It's gonna be so much fun, really. So it looks to me like the first part is going to be basically a party. It's going to be a party, tons of songs. People are probably gonna dance at the theater. People are gonna go crazy. This is going to feel again like a live performance by MJ. It's gonna be so much fun, so much fun. I honestly cannot wait for this. Um, Also, let's talk about Jafar. He looks amazing as Michael. I mean, it's not complete. I know there are a lot of people who are saying he looks nothing like him. No, no, he looks like him. He will never look exactly like him because he's not him. but he is related to MJ, so there are similarities. But of course, he doesn't have MJ's eyes. That's why when he wears the sunglasses, he looks most like him. But at the end of the day, it's MJ's eyes that people react to, in my opinion. And yeah, they look alike, but not exactly the same. I don't think they could find anyone that looks exactly like him, except for maybe Janet or Latoya. I mean, if one of them would played MJ, how cool would that be if like one of those two women would play him? I mean, they have the same eyes as MJ, the same smile. I mean, that could be so fun and interesting. But that's just, appearance. Could they actually become Michael? I don't know. I mean, they can do the soft voice. Yes, they have the same eyes, same smile, but could they do it? Are they that good of an actresses that they could do it? I don't know. I guess we'll never know. Um, but it's just a fun thing to think about. Um, but that's just appearance. When it comes to acting, the rumor has it that Jafar nailed MJ, like the body language, the voice, the mannerism, everything. And that's one of the reasons I cannot wait for the movie. I want to see how he played MJ, how he became MJ. So yeah, when it comes to the looks, he cannot look exactly like MJ because again it's something about the eyes. The eyes are the windows of the soul. Obviously they don't have the same soul, but um I think just from the little bit I saw from the trailer, it looks like he did a good job. But that's just, the dancing, the singing, the voice, all that. There's so much more that I'm looking to see. Like I'm waiting for the dialogues. I want to see the facial expressions, the laughter. Like at the end of this trailer, there is this laughter that I'm not so sure that it's an impression of Jafar. I think maybe they did something in the editing and that was actually Michael laughing. Maybe. Unless he really became Michael. So, of course, 5 months and we're gonna know everything. Um, okay, also in the trailer, I think at about the end of it, we see Quincy telling Michael, keep your feet on the ground. I think it's a way for them to tell us that in spite of MJ's success, he always had his feet on the ground. He always had a good head on his shoulders. He was always realistic, humble. You know, I don't think he was ever really a show off. Um, I mean, he was confident for sure. He knew who he was. Like, I remember when he shot Ghosts back in 1996 and they were making fun of him. And Michael goes, don't make fun of me. I'm still Michael Jackson. Like, he knew who he was, okay? He was confident. He wasn't a show off, but he knew who he was. And now that's another thing that I'm wondering, are they going to show that in the film? Also, that side of him. Also, don't forget he had a gangster side, like the public, I think, mostly know that soft, sweet side of MJ, but he had so many sides that he never showed the public, like what I call the gangster side, the badass side. Um, you know, will they show at some point also his real voice? MJ's real voice is deep. Can Jafar do that? I mean, I guess it's kind of easy to create the soft voice, but what about MJ's real voice? Are they gonna get to that? At what year are they going to end the biopic? And I'm talking about the second part now. I mean, there are so many questions when it comes to that movie. I'm sure we all have questions, and thank God we're gonna get answers soon. And now, it's just waiting. That's all that is left to do. Waiting and ask questions and get excited and make plans. And, this reminds me of the days when Michael was here and like it was announced that an album will come out or a tour is coming out, and everyone was waiting and excited and talked about it. And it's the same feeling that is happening right now. And that is exactly what Michael is good at, just make people talk and get excited. And that is something that was missing for a long time. So yeah, some things are coming back, like that excitement. Yeah, it's definitely in the air, and I think it's gonna grow even more, like with time. We only got the trailer like 2 days ago. Let's just wait. And so far, from what I've seen from the media, no one is nasty. The headlines seem, I mean, I only read headlines. I don't go in there. I don't click. I don't want to give them my time. But just the headlines are, there are no weird words in this. No, they're being respectful for now. Speaking of the media, it reminded me of the warning by Taj, who said that there are a lot of people who don't want this movie to come out. They're basically afraid of this film because it's going to reveal some truth, some facts. And I mean, the only people that I can think of that will be afraid of this film are all of the accusers and some other people in the media that wanted MJ to go down. I won't name names, but I'm sure you got some ideas of who I'm talking about. One of them is this snake woman that none of us like. But anyway, yeah, I mean, this film is going to be part of history. It's going to be so big. I mean, that's their promise. And I believe it will be big because everything that Michael is doing is big and wonderful and amazing. And it's going to be historical. It's going to be historical. I have no doubt about it. So yeah, people are afraid of it and people are very excited about it, and people are feeling all kinds of things about it, and that's what's great about everything that Michael is doing. It's creating emotions, extreme emotions on both sides. Going back to my believer thoughts, ideas, we saw that one of the producers of this film is a man named John McClane. So I was trying to look for this guy, John McClane. Obviously, it's a real person. But what's weird about this John McClane person is that I was looking for a picture of him and I could only find one of him with Michael and Jackie Jackson. And it was a picture from the early 80s, from the Thriller era. Okay, there's only one picture of him online. And it's just weird to me that we don't know who he is now. that he doesn't do interviews. There are no recent pictures of him now. And that makes me, I wouldn't say believe, but think that maybe John McClane is actually Michael Jackson. I mean, I don't even know if I'm saying the name right. Is it McClane? But I think, I mean, those are the same letters of Michael Jackson. So I'm thinking maybe. I mean, I obviously believe that Michael is behind this movie, yeah? I mean, he produced it, or wrote the script, or, he was part of it for sure. And since we don't know who's this John McClane person, we've never seen him, I never did anyway, I'm thinking this could be MJ. Um, and it's just one thing that I've noticed about this movie. And of course, everything that is happening around it. They're saying it's going to be the biggest movie ever. I mean, it sounds to me like something Michael will do, right? He always does something that is greater than life. So, to me, as a believer, I have no doubt that Michael is behind this. I'm hoping it will show up after the movie will come out, but there's also that side of me that says, why would he want to? I have all kinds of thought about this death hoax. Um, Also, one thing that I noticed in the trailer is that they focused on the number 7. There was this post-its with the names of the songs, and they focused on number 7. And as we know, 7 is MJ's number. We talked about it before. So I thought that was interesting. So yeah, I think I basically told you everything that I'm thinking about this film. I think it's going to be amazing. I think it was worth the wait. I know we waited for a long time. We were also disappointed a little bit, more than once. But I think this movie will compensate about everything, and it will be amazing. It will be this one big party, and we're all going to be so happy and satisfied. And I think Jafar did a great job. Everyone on this film did a great job just to perfect it, to make it just really amazing. And, they invested a lot of money and time on this, and their heart and soul, I'm sure. Also, don't forget Prince is part of it. He was one of the producers. The only one that I know that isn't too happy about it is Paris. I mean, I heard her say that, she read the script. She thought it was sugar-coated, that it's really for the fans, that it's not not completely real. Okay, I mean, that's her opinion, but, it's a movie, it's not a documentary, so I get that. And also, she probably read the very first version of the script. I'm sure they have changed it many times since then. So, and you know what, even if it's true and they sugarcoat a lot of things, it's okay. I mean, if they did something to protect MJ's image or to protect him from something, that's perfectly fine. Like I said, it's not a documentary, it's a movie. It's supposed to be entertaining. But also, of course, tell us the truth about what really happened and how Michael reacted to certain things that happened. But I think overall, really overall, it's going to be an amazing experience. It's going to be worth the wait. And that's it. I think we're all going to really enjoy it. So, like I said, all we got to do now is wait 5 months. And that's it. I'm sure we're going to learn more about the movie within the next 5 months. Maybe they'll give us a little backstage stuff. I don't know. Maybe. We can hope. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I think we're allowed to get excited now. And that's it, I think, right? So, as always, if you have questions, comments, if you think that I've missed something, let me know in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I will be back whenever I'll have something to talk about, and that's it. So, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening. And until the next episode, keep Michaeling.